Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as Bitcoin Wyckoff pattern eyes 85 G's, baby. We'll also be discussing a Bitcoin bull run's most important chart hits a $94 trillion all-time high, as well as breaking news. Roger Ver posts bail over in Spain and faces extradition over in the U.S. We'll also be discussing spot Bitcoin ETF inflows hit a whopping $887 million in a single day, the second highest figure yet on record for the ETFs. Also breaking news, Bitcoin to reach 150,000 per coin if Donald Trump wins the presidency. This is a prediction from Standard Chartered Bank. We'll also be discussing Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki predicts Bitcoin hitting $350,000 by this August in 2024. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Today's episode is brought to you by blackcardcoin.com. That's right. If you're looking for a very good crypto card to spend your crypto in physical stores, ATMs, and so on, take a look at Black Card and its token, BC Coin. It is the first unlimited global crypto card without fees, and you can get a huge cash back, up to 13%, as outlined here on the site. You can see. Also, you get instant card activation, unlimited global spending, earn instant 10% on all your referrals. It accepts all crypto for payments, which is pretty cool. And you get unlimited bridge from crypto to cash. I highly encourage you to check out the website. You can see it's already trading on a lot of the top exchanges. It uses all of the top cryptocurrencies, and it's all within your reach. This is the physical card you can get yourself in the mail by taking advantage of this offer. So I encourage you to do so. Also, please note, to me, the Black Card coin looks like the best crypto card offer on the market. But of course, I always encourage y'all to do your own research first. Check the link in the description. Again, it's blackcardcoin.com. And if you stake right now, you'll be eligible for a special offer with 13% starter cashback, again, and 10% rewards on all referrals. So take advantage of this today, and let's get that crypto, shall we?
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating it.
Let's go.
I waited all day. Maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Let's get it. Welcome everyone to the stream. Another epic day in the crypto sphere. What's poppin'? We're still above $70,000, and because of that,
JV told you and me 70 G's, baby.
Let me get a 70 G's in the chat there, family. Glad you're enjoying the jingles. Shout out to everyone in that chat. Make some noise, repost this, spread the word. We live, baby.
Bitcoin is no maybe, baby, 70 G's to the moon. Lunar landing, see us. They ain't like us, we got us. 70 G's, 2024 at the Bitcoin rainforest.
70 G's, baby. And a brand new little jingle for you real quick.
70. It's heavenly. 70 G's, baby. Bitcoin is no maybe, baby. 70 G's.
There you go. If you guys are new to the YouTube channel, very important to smash that subscribe button and hit the likes. It helps out tremendously with the YouTube algo. And if you're watching the stream on X, please repost this and spread the word. Let people know we're live and in the flesh right now. Today is pod episode number 1662. I'm your host, JV, and it's June 6th, 2024. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Bitcoin consolidating some after a 48-hour run up to 72,000. We're back at $70,300, or on Coin360, 70,400. So the majority of the alts currently correcting and in the red, as you can see on your screen. Checking out coinmarketcap.com. We're currently sitting at a 2.61 trillion market cap, with roughly 73 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance 53.2%, with the Ether dominance at 17.4%. My question for you guys in the chat: how high do you think the Bitcoin Dom will likely climb for this particular cycle? Do you think we hit 60%, maybe 70%? Love to know your thoughts. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Wormhole leading the pack, followed by Flare and Jasmy. Below that, DYDX, BNB, and INJ. Now, which alts are you most bullish on for this particular bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. Market's not looking so great. Safe to say roughly 90% of the market correcting and in the red. And zooming out for the monthly, for a broader perspective, we doing much better. Maybe 50-50. Half of them in the green, half of them in the red. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're finally back in extreme greed at a 78. Yesterday, 75. Last week, a 73. And last month, a 68 in greed. Wow, Squirrel Bay just gifted 5 MicroStrategy memberships to the channel. Congratulations, Guido, Crypto Voodoo, J. Ross, and Globetrotter Insights, as well as Kwang Lee. You've all been blessed and hooked up with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel. On behalf of Squirrel Bait, please show Squirrel Bait some love in that chat. We appreciate you, Squirrel. Thank you, broski. Let's continue with our Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskis. The headline reads: Bitcoin Wyckoff pattern eyes $85,000. Got my attention. So let's break it down. TA using the Wyckoff method points to a potential Bitcoin price breakout to the 85,000 level, according to Mikey Bull. That's right. The analyst wrote on June 6th, Bitcoin's Wyckoff playbook is still in play. SOS soon, that will bring it to 85 G's, baby. As he outlines in the chart, the Wyckoff accumulation is a classical technical analysis setup named after Richard Wyckoff, a TA pioneer in the first half of the 20th century, who broke down the market cycle into 4 distinct phases, as outlined right here. You have the accumulation phase, distribution phase, and the breakdown is on the chart, but nonetheless. To confirm more upwards momentum, Bitcoin obviously needs to break 72, as I outlined the other day. Once we break 72, we have on-chain analysts such as Willy Woo, who say we can break right on up to 75 because it would liquidate over $1.5 billion worth of shorts. Even Rec Capital has a similar analysis he shared here. We're still in an accelerated cycle. Instead of 260 days ahead of schedule, we're ahead 170 days. But this could rapidly change if we get a weekly candle close above this range high resistance of 71.3, which is essentially a monthly flag. So at him, he's looking at 71.3. However, Bitcoin price may need to cool down based on a key technical indicator, which we already shared, which is the Bitcoin. Oh, actually, Crypto Greed and Fear Index is also hinting this, but also the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. While this suggests Bitcoin is trading at fair value, the RSI may need to fall to around the 50 mark before the Bitcoin price can see more upside momentum. The RSI is a popular momentum indicator we commonly share here in the channel, used to measure whether an asset's oversold or overbought based on the magnitude of the recent price changes. So there you have it, crypto fam. Where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to take us here shortly? Holla. Let's discuss our next story of the day. This particular headline reads, Bitcoin's bull run's most important chart hits 94 trillion? All-time high? Bring it. That's right, yo. Bitcoin stands to boost its current bull run thanks to a record high in global liquidity. New analysis published by Philip Swift. Shout out Philip Swift. We've had him here on the channel a couple of times. Creator of the on-chain data platform Look into Bitcoin shows liquidity worldwide nearing 100 trillion. That's right. Bitcoin and the crypto markets are famously sensitive to global liquidity trends. And this year in 2024, conditions could not be more conducive to Bitcoin's price upside. That is the conclusion from Swift, whose platform tracks the world's M2 money supply, comparing it to the Bitcoin price behavior. In the US dollar terms, M2 is now at 94 trillion, more than ever before, and 3 trillion higher than when Bitcoin hit its old 69,000 all-time high back in late 2021, and since hitting local lows of 85 trillion in late 2022, coinciding with the pit of the crypto bear market, the M2 has rebounded a full 10%. Quoting him here, the most important chart for this bull run has just made a new all-time high. Are you ready? And I mean, charts don't lie. Look at it right here. Bitcoin's global liquidity versus the Bitcoin price. It shows you the global liquidity at 94 trillion with the Bitcoin price close to 71,000. The data chimes with other recent liquidity-based findings, which have equally drawn bullish conclusions about where Bitcoin is headed next. Bitcoin versus the US M1 money supply is in the process of breaking out from a 7-year consolidation, the longest in Bitcoin's history, with serious upside implications as a result. Now, meanwhile, Bitcoin investor trends copy 2020, deja vu. As financial conditions ease, further analysis suggests an increasing appetite amongst institutional investors for crypto as well as risk assets. In fact, in its latest weekly report, the on-chain analytic platform CryptoQuant drew comparisons with investor behavior back in 2020, quoting the report here. Indeed, large investors are adding about $1 billion into Bitcoin, paralleling 2020 before the rally from 10,000 to 70,000. That's 7x, 700%. Let's go. Back in 2020, that was. Bitcoin hovered around 10,000 for 6 months with high on-chain activity, later revealed as over-the-counter deals. It revealed, which we refer to as OTC. Now, despite the low price volatility, on-chain activity remains high, with 1 billion added daily by the new whale wallets, likely in the form of Bitcoin purchases from institutional investors entering into custodial wallets. Let's go. And as you can see, the chart comparison on your screen, the aggregate cost basis, also known as the realized price of new whales from 2020 to 2024. Y'all remember, even after, as I refer to it as Novid, Bitcoin crashed in the $3,000 to $4,000 range, which was the biggest steal at that time to stack Bitcoin. You know what I mean? How many of you took advantage of that? I sure did, so let me know. CryptoQuant likewise highlighted increasing inflows in the US spot Bitcoin ETFs, these seeing their second highest net inflows on June 4th. And we're going to dive into that a little deeper here in a little bit. So there you have it. Things are just looking bullish across the crypto spheres on the macroeconomic M1, M2, you already know. But anyways, next story of the day. Here's the latest with Roger Ver. He got bail over in Spain. You know, he was recently arrested. The Spanish court released early Bitcoin investor Roger Ver on bail while he awaits possible extradition in the U.S. According to a June 5th Bloomberg report, he posted roughly $163,000 in bail. That's not too bad. On May 17th, allowing him to leave Spanish jail. The terms of his release reportedly require him to remain in Spain, surrender his passport, and appear in court every 2 days. Jesus Christ. On April 30th, the U.S. Department of Justice announced charges against Ver for mail fraud, tax evasion, and filing false tax returns. Authorities allege he defrauded the IRS of roughly $48 million by failing to report capital gains through his sales of Bitcoin and other assets. And he actually tweeted here, "Don't expect bad people to do good things." That was actually on April 25th. Though born in California, he renounced his U.S. citizenship in 2014. So a decade ago, he renounced his U.S. citizenship and no longer holds a passport in the USA. He currently holds citizenship in St. Kitts and Nevis and Antigua and Barbuda. U.S. officials said they plan to extradite Ver from Spain to the U.S. to stand trial. Ver, an outspoken proponent of Bitcoin Cash, was also embroiled in a 2022 scandal with CoinFlex, which claimed Bitcoin Jesus, which they referred to him as, I don't know if they still do, obviously, as he's now anti-Bitcoin and went full Bitcoin Cash. He owed the platform $47 million in USD coin, and in 2002 and 2003, he even spent 10 months in federal prison in the U.S. for selling explosives on eBay. Quoting him here, "I didn't really believe that it would be like summer camp," referring to prison, "but I didn't think I was going to be locked in a tiny cell 24 hours a day for the first 4 to 5 days straight," he said. July 2018 video describing his incarceration. "The real punishment about going to prison is being separated from every single person you know in life, being completely separated from all of your family, all of your friends, from everybody you know." And according to the Justice Department, Veer could face a maximum sentence of up to 20 years in federal prison for each mail fraud count, up to 5 years in federal prison for each tax evasion count, and up to 3 years in federal prison for each count of subscribing to a false tax return if convicted. He has not posted to social media platforms since his recent arrest. So there you have it. What do you think they're trying to do? Are they trying to just make an example out of him? Let me know your thoughts. You know, that's even how they got Al Capone. Tax evasion. Freaking tax evasion. Anyways, fam, let's keep it moving. We still got a lot to share with you guys. Our next story of the day is, let's discuss this incredible volume from the Bitcoin ETFs. Then we'll discuss the Standard Chartered target of Trump if he wins the presidency, setting Bitcoin to 150,000. Then Robert Kiyosaki's latest prediction of Bitcoin hitting 350,000 this August in a couple of months. And interestingly enough, Trump and Kiyosaki were once partners. They wrote a book together. I remember reading it back in the day. It was called Why We Want You to Be Rich. It was actually a pretty good book. So I know they've worked together before. But anyways, this particular headline reads, "Spot Bitcoin ETF inflows hit 887 milli in a single day, the second highest figure yet on record since they started trading on January 11th. That's right. Data from crypto research platform SoSoValue shows that the spot Bitcoin ETF saw their biggest day ever, June 4th, with a daily total net inflow of 887 million. Its most successful day so far was on March 12th, when the daily total net inflow hit just over $1 billion. The investment product already has a cumulative total net inflow of 14.8 billion as of June 4th, and only saw positive inflow since May 13th. BlackRock's IBIT has the highest inflow since listing with 17 billion, followed by Fidelity at 9 billion and ARK with 3 billion, followed by Bitwise with 2 billion, followed by Galaxy Bitcoin ETF at 317 million. Spot Bitcoin ETFs have continued to attract investor interest since receiving the green light from the US SEC and going live again January 11th. New data from Bitcoin brokerage firm River shows that 12 of the 25 largest US hedge funds now collectively have over $2.6 billion worth of Bitcoin ETF exposure. Even of the 25 registered investment advisors, they're also invested in the product. And according to crypto intelligence platform K33 Research, the number of professional firms invested in Bitcoin ETFs in the first 3 months of the year outpaced the number of the firms that invested in gold ETFs in the first quarter. So you already know. And these ETF flows are just getting started. BlackRock's IBIT ETF is now officially the largest hodler of Bitcoin on the planet. They surpassed GBTC. And prior to the launch and the conversion of the GBTC product into a spot Bitcoin ETF, they once had 620,000 Bitcoin. Now they're less than 300,000, and BlackRock has more than 300,000 biddies. And collectively, just the United States Bitcoin ETF products, they already have over 1 million Bitcoin worth of inflows, which is roughly 5% of the Bitcoin circulating supply. Just like that. You know what I mean? Less than a half a year. Insane, family. Anyways, fam, let's move on to our next story of the day. Let's discuss this $150,000 target by Standard Chartered Bank. And I believe one of the largest shareholders, if not the largest, of Standard Chartered is BlackRock. I read that, I remember, about a year ago. So I'm assuming they still are the primary shareholder. In fact, there was a tweet here by Watcher Guru who wrote, "Standard Chartered Bank says Bitcoin will reach 150,000 if Donald Trump wins the presidential election. Will Trump win?" Let me know your thoughts on that. Let's break down the story. The U.S. presidential election has emerged as the next key catalyst for the price of Bitcoin, potentially pushing it to 150,000 by the end of the year, which is more than 2x. If you run the math, 70,000 times 2 is 140, right? So just above 2x. After the launch of the U.S. Bitcoin ETFs at the beginning of the year, January 11th, crypto became an issue of growing and bipartisan interest in Washington. The U.S. historically has held predominantly an anti-crypto stance. Yes, Indeed. But lawmakers more recently have been raising questions about how long that can or should continue. Quoting Standard Chartered Bank, as we approach the U.S. election, I expect $100,000 to be reached and then $150,000 by the year end in the case of a Trump victory, says Geoff Kendrick, head of the digital asset research at Standard Chartered. Shout out to Kendrick. We often play Kendrick Lamar here on the channel, but this is Geoff of Standard Chartered. After Friday's big jobs report, the next large driver for Bitcoin will then become the U.S. election. He added, the Biden administration recently showed pragmatism in providing the ETH ETS, but subsequently Biden vetoed efforts to repeal SAB 121. So Trump is still more friendly than Biden. That's right. In fact, Trump came out more recently and he said he is going to help protect our rights to self-custody. And he also says that on day one of the job of being reelected president, that he would pardon Ross Ulbricht, which got a lot of love and support naturally from the crypto community. Now, SAB 121 refers to the SEC accounting policy that pushes banks to treat digital assets as liabilities on their books. Bitcoin could reach a new record over the weekend if Friday's non-farm payrolls report is friendly, according to Kendrick, the analyst over at Standard Chartered. That would pave the way for $80,000 per Bitcoin later this month. So let me know if you agree or disagree that we could potentially reach 80 G's this month and as high as 150,000 by the end of the year if Trump is reelected as president. Now for our feature story of the day. Let's discuss the latest from Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki. He made a very intriguing tweet just yesterday predicting Bitcoin to reach $350,000 per coin. Not next year, but this year in August, a couple of months out. So let's break this baby down. You can see the headline here. Rich Dad, Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki predicts Bitcoin 350,000 by August. Another major headline wrote, Kiyosaki's 350,000 Bitcoin price prediction. Is it too far-fetched? Well, let's start with his own words from the tweet. I even retweeted it and put 350,000 Bitcoin by August 2024, rocket ship to the moon. It got 78 hearts and 9 retweets. We appreciate the love on that. But here's the actual tweet he wrote June 5th, yesterday at 6:05 p.m., less than 24 hours ago. It already got 2.6 million views, 18,000 hearts, and literally almost 4,000 retweets. Here's word for word what Rich Dad has to share. Bitcoin will be $350,000 by August 25th, 2024 is not a lie. It is a prediction. It's speculation. It's an opinion, but it is not a lie. It's sucker's bait, but it is not a lie because any prediction about the future is not a lie. I want $350,000 Bitcoin to be a fact, and I want it to be true, but it is only a prediction. I am confident Bitcoin will hit $350,000 sometime in 2024, but for it is only a target, a dream, and a wish. I keep buying more Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana because quite certain their prices will continue to rise. Why am I so confident? Is it because I am certain about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana? My answer is no. What I am confident of is the incompetence of our leaders, President Poopy Pants Biden, Secretary Yellen, and Fed Chair Jay Powell. Those are the three stooges in real life. And I am certain, I am very confident about their incompetence. Take care. Buy more gold, silver, Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. Protect yourself from the three stooges. Now, personally, I think this is a pretty brilliant tweet referring to the three stooges as Biden, Yellen, and Jay Powell. He nailed it. Nail on the head. And he's not so confident in particular that the asset is, XYZ, you're going to do this or that. But he's so confident that the three stooges will continue to do what they do best, which is print, which is going to send Bitcoin to 350,000 per coin. I find it interesting. He has an exact date. By August 25th. He didn't break down the significance of the particular date, but he has balls, and I respect that. I love people who make predictions like this. Now, what are your thoughts? Now, the only thing I disagree with, I'm not so crazy about Ethereum and Solana. Obviously, I'm all in on Bitcoin, but I find it interesting that he is now adding Ether and Solana to his bullishness, because previously it was always buy Bitcoin, gold, and silver, Bitcoin, gold, and silver, Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Now he's saying he's adding Ethereum and Solana to his buy. Now, we also know more recently he announced, sometime in the last year, that he had 66 Bitcoin. So he is bullish on Bitcoin. He believes in Bitcoin, but he is also bullish on gold and silver. I personally feel Bitcoin is in a league of its own. You can't really compare it to the rest, because as a store of value, Bitcoin has a finite limited supply. We cannot say that about gold or silver. Gold and silver as precious metals are relatively scarce, but there's no true scarcity. Bitcoin is the only commodity in this case, or asset, with a finite limited supply, meaning they can never print more of. They can always find more gold and silver in planet Earth. All they got to do is invest more into mining it. Hence what they do. And also, a lot of the Wall Street players like JP Morgan Chase have been caught red-handed with their hand in the cookie jar, spoofing precious metal markets. Hence, I don't trust gold and silver. The only thing I personally trust is Bitcoin. I just want to throw that out there. Now, even Ethereum cannot be compared to Bitcoin as a store of value. Why? It has an infinite max supply. If you go to coinmarketcap.com right now and pull up Ethereum and you look at the max supply, it'll show you the infinity sign. How can something be a store of value with an infinite supply? That's like saying the US dollar is a great store of value. So I disagree with that. And I am not a fan of Solana, and the main reason why, it's a Sam coin. This is the coin that Sam Bankman-Fried, who's currently serving 25 years in prison, is most bullish on. This is the coin he's trying to convince the prison guards and the inmates to buy. So I don't recommend it whatsoever. The one thing I recommend out of all this, Bitcoin. But I digress. Let's break down this story, eh? And let me know if you agree with the sentiment of Kiyosaki that Bitcoin can hit multiple six figures this year within the next few months. So let's break it down. Firstly, on his somewhat fantastical prediction of a price of 350,000 Bitcoin by August this year, Kiyosaki admitted it was speculation. He's being honest, and that it was only a target, a dream, and a wish. However, he does say that he would be continuing to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana because his certainty that their prices will rise. Kiyosaki is so confident about the price rises for these particular assets because of what he perceives as the incompetence of President Biden. Well said. Treasury Secretary Miss Yellen and the Fed's Chairman Jay Powell. He calls them the Three Stooges, which gives him very derogative assumption of their abilities in their post. Exactly. We know they're all corrupt. That's the bigger picture. We know what the agenda is. Kiyosaki ends his rant with advice for investors to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, and also adds gold and silver to the list. My question for you guys watching the stream, how many of you agree and also are stacking Ethereum and Solana right now? Let me know. And as well as precious metals. That Bitcoin can reach 350 by August is undoubtedly rather far-fetched. But Rich Dad, he also knows that such a headline would be picked up. So yeah, we do got to note he is a smart man. Clearly, he knows how to market himself. He is a genius marketer and also a financial advisor in the sense he's been writing books giving financial advice like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is a classic, as well as many other books. You know what I mean? So shout out to Kiyosaki, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think he's pushed it too far by this very bold prediction? Do you think this is just a pie in the sky? Or do you think this is legit and he genuinely believes that the Bitcoin price action can smash a whopping $350,000 for this particular year in 2024? And hypothetically speaking, one more question for you guys in the chat. If we did smash his target of 350,000 by August, where do you think that would take us as far as the cycle peak next year in this particular epoch of the cycle? Do you think we can then hit 500,000 per coin? My personal prediction I've been sharing with you here on the stream, I feel as a bear scenario, which is the low, 222,000. That's the cycle peak low bear scenario from JV. My bull scenario, 750,000. And if we hit 350 this year, 750 can be very doable, very fruitful target for next year if we can hit 350 this year. If we don't hit 350 this year, let's say Standard Chartered is right, and we only hit 150,000, then I think next year, 350 fruitful, but I am doubtful we'll pass 500,000. So it all depends upon what we do this year. But hey, I'm also open to the fact Bitcoin have no top because fiat have no bottom. And the one guarantee I can make with you today, the purchasing value of Bitcoin is mathematically guaranteed to increase in purchasing power against the dollar, as it has been doing beautifully for the past 15 years. And also that the US dollar purchasing power is mathematically guaranteed to continue to decrease because of these three stooges, as Kiyosaki refers to them as, ultimately meaning we're going to continue to print. We're in a deficit of $35 trillion, and that's how they keep you poor. They control you through the money. What's so genius and revolutionary about perfect money, aka Bitcoin, is the first money in human history that separates money from the state, and it has a finite limited supply, meaning it's also immutable, uncorruptible, it's un-F-wittable, unconfiscatable, perfect store of value, pristine collateral, and ain't nobody messing with it. At this point, Wall Street's on board. Hallelujah. We front ran Wall Street, right? All the big asset managers are on board. Hallelujah. We front ran BlackRock. Back when Larry Fink was calling Bitcoin an index for money laundering, we were stacking them sats. Back when Jamie Dimon was calling Bitcoin an index of money laundering and only for criminals, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, we've been stacking them sats, and the people finally get a big fat W. So respect. Let me know your thoughts on Kiyosaki's prediction. Welcome to the Q&A segment of the live show. We greatly appreciate everyone here. If you have any comments, any feedback, any questions, now's your time. Newsflash, Bitcoin to reach $75,000 this week. Send it. We spend $1.50 for every dollar received. America. Pretty much. I think it's less than that, yo. I think JC Ice broke it down. I think it's like 19 cents of every dollar. Something like that. Because the taxes are insane. Shout out to the X fam, 450 people. Much respect. Thank you guys for supporting us. Devon says JV equals facts. Much respect. Thank you, family. Printers will continue to go brr. Yeah.
Less mining rewards, more scarcity.
Yes.
What do you get
when the printer goes brr? I would be thrilled with 150,000 by December 2024. Jamie Dimon controls the silver market. Facts. I don't trust that mofo.
Inflate supply like the Federal Reserve.
And speaking of Jamie the Demon, take it away, Jamie.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.